Why did people wear fake noses in history? If someone lost their nose today, doctors could often rebuild it. But a few hundred years ago, some people had only one option. They wore a fake one. It sounds unbelievable, but across Europe, artificial noses made from metal, ivory, or carved wood really did exist. They weren't costumes. They were carefully made prosthetic devices designed to help people hide severe facial damage. So what happened to these people? One of the biggest reasons was a disease called syphilis. Before the discovery of antibiotics, it was one of the most feared illnesses in Europe. Left untreated for many years, it could cause serious damage to different parts of the body. In some severe cases, the tissues around the nose gradually broke down, leaving people with life-changing facial injuries. At a time when there were very few effective medical treatments, living with the disease could be physically painful and socially isolating. Doctors tried many different remedies, hoping they might slow the illness. One of the most common treatments was mercury. Today, we know mercury is highly toxic, but centuries ago, many physicians believed it could help. Sadly, the treatment often caused serious side effects while doing little to cure the disease itself. As a result, some people looked for another way to rebuild their appearance. Skilled craftsmen began making artificial noses from materials such as thin metal, carved wood, or ivory. Each one was shaped by hand to fit the wearer's face as closely as possible. Some were painted or enameled to match the person's natural skin tone, making them less noticeable from a distance. These early prosthetics did not restore the sense of smell or solve the underlying illness, but they could help people feel more confident when returning to everyday life. Historical prints from the 1700s even show people with bandages covering damaged noses, reminding us that this condition was well known long before the photography existed. By the 19th century, medical photographs also recorded similar facial injuries, giving historians a clear picture of how devastating untreated disease could become. Everything began to change in the 20th century. The discovery of antibiotics, especially penicillin, transformed the treatment of syphilis. Instead of relying on dangerous remedies, doctors finally had a medicine that could effectively treat the infection. Modern reconstructive surgery also made it possible to rebuild damaged faces in ways that earlier generations could never have imagined. Looking back today, these unusual artificial noses may seem strange, but they tell an important story about medicine before modern science. They remind us how people faced serious illness with the limited knowledge and technology available at the time, while still trying to preserve their dignity and carry on with everyday life. History isn't only about kings and queens. Sometimes the smallest medical invention tell the biggest human stories.